Coming up on this edition of Out of the Blue from Middle Tennessee State University, we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Engage, a signature academic program here at MTSU that works to create a culture of engaged learning with our students and faculty. We introduce you to Carly Sutton, our newly hired correspondent for Out of the Blue and True Blue TV, and she tells us about her work at Middle Tennessee News, our student television news team in the School of Journalism and Strategic Media. And we meet R.J. Ware, the new president of our Student Government Association, and learn his priorities for the coming academic year. I'm Andrew Ottman, and this is Out of the Blue. Welcome to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. 2025 marks the 10th anniversary of Engage, a signature academic program here at MTSU that works to create a culture of engaged learning with our students and faculty. Here to tell us more about this program is its director, Julie Myatt. Julie, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
So to our audience, let's give them some background. What's the elevator pitch, the quick explanation of what this program is and what it's all about?
We're an academic enhancement program, and we exist to help students be active participants in their learning here at MTSU. We began as the second quality enhancement plan here at the university, and we thankfully had such good results with that period that the university said we will make Engage a permanent program. So we're continuing that good work of the faculty and students who have participated thus far.
Well, you mentioned the quality enhancement plan, and that's a big component of our accreditation process, correct? That's
Yes.
Something that we demonstrate throughout the accreditation process, that we are adding additional value to an already valuable list of things that we provide, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So we demonstrate that we add value for our MTSU students by helping them be active participants in their learning, by helping them make connections across different learning experiences, both in the classroom and beyond, and helping them slow down and reflect on their learning so that they can really make sense of what's happening and why it matters and how it can be personally useful to them.
Your program goal, which I love, is to foster a culture of engaged learning by supporting student growth as integrative, reflective thinkers. And that's exactly what you're talking about, right? How is what I'm learning going to better me beyond graduation?
Right. We don't want what they're doing in the classroom to stay in the classroom, right? We want them to take it into their classes across campus, take it into their internships, into the jobs they're working now, into their future careers, so that, they're continually learning, continually growing, and so that when they leave here, they are equipped to articulate to prospective employers or graduate programs what they know and can contribute.
One of the things we talked about before the segment began, we talked about some of the great benefits and tools that come through this process. Talk about the e-portfolio and what that would mean to me as a student to have that in my cache of things that I got out of the class.
Yes, absolutely. So our students are busy, right? We're all busy. We work, we have a lot on our plates, and sometimes our students don't slow down and think about what they've learned. They may not save the work that they create in their courses. And so one benefit of the ePortfolio is that it allows students to curate a collection of the work that they've created over their years here at MTSU, and then look back on it and see how they've grown, see what knowledge, skills, and abilities they've gained, and then articulate that to the prospective employers or graduate programs.
This is going to be kind of a punny question, but how do I engage with Engage? Let's start with the students. How do I find out if this is something I can do once I'm in that class?
Yes, often they are in the class and that's when they first hear about Engage and they decide, I like this. I like these active learning strategies that my professor is using, and I want to take another class. So they can find other Engage classes in the pipeline drop-down attribute menu. So we have a designation there, and they can find classes that way. Also, they can go to our website, mtsu.edu/engage. We have a lot of resources there for students, including support for that ePortfolio. So we have a graduate assistant in our office who provides peer tutoring. We have help guides on there for ePortfolio. Yeah.
Sounds like then the recruitment part of this really rests with the faculty, right? They've got to design that as a component of their class. How does that work?
Yes, so we ask faculty to, identify this as an Engage course in their syllabus. We have a syllabus statement. Hopefully they're also, talking a bit about the program with students, talking about its benefits, encouraging them to attend Engage sponsored events that we have on campus. And we will have a lot of those coming up this semester. We plan to hold 2 events each month, one that is kind of a fun event and one that is more academically focused, but also fun.
Yes.
And so that is part of that 10-year anniversary celebration, getting the word out, recognizing all of the excellent things that are happening in the classrooms on our campus.
I love the fact that there's going to be beyond the classroom activities. And I know it's partly because of the anniversary, but it sounds like something that might stick, right? That engagement beyond the classroom.
Right. Beyond the classroom experiences are a key component of the Engage program. So faculty who certify their classes identify a beyond the classroom experience that their students can participate in each class. And then we also have Engage Week, the end of September coming up.
Okay.
And so we will have probably around 20 events that we sponsor. So faculty apply for grants, and these are events that are open to students all across campus and showcase the excellent work that's happening in these programs across campus.
So what I really think is cool about Engage is, and you've really touched on it, not only is there incentives for the students to participate, there's incentives for the faculty to participate, right? And that kind of creates this whole environment where everybody's getting a little bit better as a result of this.
Absolutely. Yeah, our faculty are really invested in their students' learning. They come in, they're willing to give of their time. We have a 2-day training for faculty every May. That's our Summer Institute. And so one of the benefits of that is they get to have that dedicated time to look at their classes and to work on, making some kind of an improvement or changing something while they are in community with other faculty members from across campus.
So let's reflect for a second, 10 years. What's been, and you've been with it for quite some time, what are your biggest, fondest memories of the things that this has added to the campus?
Well, I think one is seeing those students walk across the stage at commencement, right? These kinds of experiences that our program promotes make a difference for students, and they make students invested in their learning. They help students see what they're capable of, because there's some high expectations in these high impact practices for students. And so, we have students that we work with and we see along the way, and then we're always celebrating with them when they get to that end point. And we're hopeful that that learning continues even after that point.
Well, I know you've plugged the website once, but let's say it one more time. How can I go find more information on the web about this program?
Sure, we're at mtsu.edu/engage, or folks can contact me if they have questions.
Julie, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the anniversary, and thanks for all you're doing for our students.
Thank you, Andrew.
And we'll be right back.
I'm Victoria from Lincoln County, Tennessee, where growing up with my grandparents, I learned what hard work really meant. For me, college wasn't a given. It was a leap, and I took it. At MTSU, I studied abroad twice, interned in DC, and got curious on what my future could look like. I found people who believed in me and helped me believe in myself. MTSU showed me what is possible. I'm Victoria, and I'm True Blue.
We do it all. We do it all.
Hundreds of majors, an amazing campus, faculty mentors. You can find what you're looking for at Middle Tennessee State, the University of Opportunities. We do it all.
I help people.
I create music. I shape the future.
I am an entrepreneur.
I inspire people with more than words.
I ride forward.
The sky is not my limit.
Find your blue at MTSU.
The Jennings A. Jones College of Business at Middle Tennessee State University is the #1 producer of business talent in the greater Nashville area. Our nationally ranked programs and state-of-the-art facilities offer a world-class education at an affordable price. The exclusive partnership of Jones College with Dale Carnegie Training Worldwide equips our graduates with the soft skills they need to succeed. Jones College of Business. It delivers an education for the real world.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. Today we welcome a new member of the Out of the Blue team. MTSU alumna Carly Sutton will be contributing stories to this program starting in September and providing video content to our flagship station, True Blue TV. She got her start in television news as a reporter and producer for Middle Tennessee News, the student team, and our School of Journalism and Strategic Media. Well, Carly, I usually say welcome to the program if you're a new guest, but I really think that's not enough. Welcome to the True Blue TV reporting team.
Well, thank you so much. I'm actually very excited to be here.
Well, we are too, and Out of the Blue is going to be the home to one of your segments that when you start doing your campus reporting and storytelling for the video audience and the podcast audience, we'll be showing it on a redesigned set, and there'll be a big screen over here. You'll be standing and presenting. Are you excited about the opportunity?
I am, and I think that it's such an honor that I'm able to call True Blue TV my new home, now having been here at MTSU for so long.
Well, we can't wait. That'll be debuting in our September episode and going forward from that. But let's talk about your origin story. I think you started with my class, right? In the fall of 2018. Did I get you your first semester your freshman year?
Yes, you sure did. I was a fresh high school graduate, 17 years old, very wet behind the ears and nervous. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I kind of just chose journalism on a whim. And after taking your media writing class as well,
please stop.
I know, as well as Dan Eschenfelder's video storytelling class, I realized that I made the right choice the first time. So
I want to talk about Dan and Christine because they are truly, you talk about the superhero origin story, they are the ones that really gave you the opportunities that allowed you to shine. So much of your experience, of course, with our partner, Middle Tennessee News. We've shown many of their segments. Talk about that decision to become part of that organization and what that did to the trajectory of your career here at MTSU.
Middle Tennessee News also operates alongside the video storytelling class that Dan Eschenfelder teaches. And so I, as a student, had the opportunity to work as a reporter, an outside lab shift from the class. And so I got to use the video cameras and the writing software and things like that that industry professionals get to use. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's a little intimidating at first, but after having done it for just a single semester, I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my time at MTSU being involved in the news program that we had. And so I wanted to continue, and I ended up being an assignment manager and then moved on to being producer for Middle Tennessee News for a few years before I graduated with my undergraduate degree and then my master's degree.
Dan and Christine, of course, the goal, of course, is to get our students graduated, but I know they miss you not being around the newsroom of Middle Tennessee News because you are really a mainstay in there. The role of the producer is really the hub of how those programs come together. And you talked about that great equipment and software that you have at Middle Tennessee News. How was that like to kind of organize the chaos of a newscast and make that happen on a regular basis?
I will admit at first it was a little nerve-wracking, but realizing that I truly had a solid community and a solid team behind me both of the Eschenfelders, as well as the students that were working alongside me, they didn't want me to fail. They wanted me to succeed in any way possible. And so there was never anything that was considered uneducated in that room, and that any opportunity that we had to learn, we took that opportunity to learn. And so getting to work with my peers and create something that we were proud of at the end of the day, and to be able to emulate what we would want to do with our future careers, was actually so rewarding. And it allowed for me to not only just work in the newsroom and have the accolades that were there, but to actually go outside of the newsroom and to take those skills that I'd gained and harness them to create all sorts of different projects that we were able to do.
So many awards have come to the work at Middle Tennessee News, and we could spend the whole show talking about that, but let's talk about Shadow of the Killer. I know you were involved with that with Middle Tennessee News. What was that about, and what was that like?
So the story was pitched by a former MTN student who has since graduated, Drake Pugh, who just happened to be family friends with Mr. Kenny Lovelace, who was actually the right-hand man for Jerry Lee Lewis. And so we thought that it would be a wonderful story to talk about somebody, you know, that is a part of all of these famous pieces of work, but their name and their face maybe is just not recognized in the way that someone who has such fame like Jerry Lee Lewis would have. And so we were able to spend over the course of a few weeks talking and interviewing and filming for this piece, not only with Mr. Lovelace himself, but also historians out of Nashville museums, like the Musicians Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame, as well as our very own Greg Reich, who works in the Center for Popular Music. And so we had so much information, it was so hard to condense it down to just an 8-minute story, but we were so proud that we were able to tell this story and to work alongside somebody so gracious as Mr. Lovelace. So.
Well, and now, of course, you're transitioning to the full-time staff at Middle Tennessee State University and our Office of News and Media Relations. Your work here on True Blue TV and for Out of the Blue is going to be video storytelling. Talk about your approach to that. What are the types of stories you're hoping you'll be able to cover for Out of the Blue as a result of that?
Of course. So I myself am so connected to MTSU. Even though I'm a Nashville native, I've spent almost the last 8 years here at MTSU just going to school here. And I have always said that I have learned more about MTSU's campus in my graduate school career than I ever did in my undergraduate school career. And MTSU offers so many amazing programs, clubs, opportunities, and I think that with my work I want to be able to kind of highlight and broadcast those things for students, current students or prospective students that would want to come to the campus, and just show how, you know, truly awesome MTSU actually is. And so I want to make sure that what I'm promoting and what I'm showing is truly benefiting MTSU and its community.
You've been an adjunct professor in the School of Journalism and Strategic Media as part of your graduate career, and you march in the fall of 2025, correct?
I sure do, and I'm very excited.
It is, I know, it's going to be awesome. It might be even a good little story. We might mic you up and you'll have to do a live broadcast from commencement.
Well, I'll do it if if I have the opportunity, I might.
Well, we're very excited for having you join Out of the Blue and working for True Blue TV and all the opportunities to tell great stories on campus. Carly, congratulations. And we'll see you here on the set again on a regular basis starting in September.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.
I'm Victoria from Lincoln County, Tennessee, where growing up with my grandparents, I learned what hard work really meant. For me, college wasn't a given. It was a leap, and I took it. At MTSU, I studied abroad twice, interned in DC, and got curious on what my future could look like. I found people who believed in me and helped me believe in myself. MTSU showed me what is possible. I'm Victoria, and I'm true blue.
I help people.
I create music. I shape the future.
I am an entrepreneur.
I inspire people with more than words.
I ride forward. The sky is not my limit.
Find your blue at MTSU.
We do it all. We do it all.
Hundreds of majors, an amazing campus, faculty mentors. You can find what you're looking for at Middle Tennessee State, the University of Opportunities. We do it all.
And that's how electricity flows.
Hey, Mom! Don't break it, don't break it.
It's just one thing.
Thank you.
Wow, this looks amazing.
This is the electric robot I made all by myself.
Welcome back to Out of the Blue. I'm Andrew Ottman. We're proud to introduce R.J. Ware, MTSU's new student body president. R.J. is already hard at work on shaping his administration's top priorities, and he joins us to share his plans for the coming academic year. Mr. President, congratulations and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
R.J., we're all very proud of you and got to work with you in your previous role in SGA, and now you're the leader of our campus student body on the President's Cabinet as the SGA President. Let's talk about the beginning of your term and your priorities for student government. You've already identified mental health as the main pillar of your administration. Talk about that.
It was a pretty big pillar in my campaign when I ran for this job, and that mainly was because I believe that mental health and mental fitness and mental wellness is the greatest challenge facing my generation. This university in particular does a lot to look out for the well-being of our students, but we always can do more. You could be on the verge of perfection in regard to resources and services, but you could always do more and always get better. And I want to make sure that the resources that we have are getting to our students, but also vice versa, that our students know about the resources that they have available to them. So it's an initiative that we're looking forward to, doing different events, making sure that our PR campaign with different resources is very good, and working with campus leaders to create more programs, more programming, to make sure that we can do everything that we can to impact the mental wellness of our students.
You know, so much of the power of the presidency as SGA president is the ability to focus the conversation. And it sounds like that's one of the things you hope, by identifying this as the pillar of your administration, you hope to accomplish, correct?
Absolutely. When you come into office, you get 1 year and it goes very, very quickly. And so you kind of have to pick one big item that you want to tackle. And this was really the one that I think you can get a lot done in a small amount of time, and also lay a foundation for future presidents that come after me to be able to build upon and make it better. We have the support of the university, of our administration, including people like yourself. So that made me think that we can actually get a lot of tangible things done by tackling this issue in this year.
But you've got other things too. You've got a real passion for Connection Point. Can you explain to our audience what Connection Point is and how you're going to focus upon that?
Well, we're coming up on the first week of classes, so we have weeks full of jam-packed Connection Point events. The first is Convocation. So I always like to say I'm also a tour guide as well as SGA president. And one of our favorite things that we say on our tours is that you get to begin your college journey here at MTSU and Murphy Center for convocation, and you get to end it in Murphy Center at commencement. So that's one thing that I look forward to. But also we have the President's Party, we have FSL meet and greet, and we have all kinds of different opportunities for new students and students that have been here to get connected to their campus community. The more that you engage, the more that you succeed, and the more connected that you feel to our university. And yeah, that's my top piece of advice to new incoming freshmen and students: get involved.
Student feedback, another one of your priorities, basically how you're going to focus input from the students into action, correct? Talk about that.
So as a Student Government Association, we can't do our job without student feedback. And in the 3 years that I've been at SGA, one of the most interesting things that I found is, depending on the year, depends on the different type of feedback that we get. You know, there's some years where people say that the events need to be more innovative, we need to change, we need to pivot on some things in regard to student programming. Then there's years where that we need to focus on things like residential life, resources for students. So it depends on the year, which is why we should do it all the time as much as we can. There's never too much information that we can gather from our students. I've always viewed our position as something I've told our team is that we are stewards of trust. The students have to be able to trust us. And the way that we build that trust is that they know that we'll listen to their concerns, and those concerns will be taken into action.
You came to us from Hermitage, Tennessee. What brought you first to MTSU? What was the beginning of your journey here?
Well, because of the proximity, me and my family took a tour, obviously. And by all the universities that we toured in the state, this was the best tour that we took. And it was a pretty big reason why I came here. I like the campus community. I like that it felt, it was a big campus. I went to a small school. I had 23 people in my graduating class, so I wanted to get bigger. Wow. But it's not too big though. I also enjoyed the scholarship opportunities, the tuition. I think that was a big part of why I came here. But the tour aspect, that's part of the reason why I became a tour guide, because the impact of having a good tour and having a good time here while visiting campus to translating to you actually coming here was something that I thought was powerful and is something I wanted to do.
And you get to really understand the campus because you have to, you're presenting it to others. So that has to help you in your role as a Student Government Association leader. Correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what pushed you towards student government as your area of service? What was the thing that led you to that?
So specifically, when I did Scholars Academy, when I first came in, the 2-week early arrival program, and my mentor was Makai Mosby, the now former SGA president. At the time, he was chief of staff, and he was just recently the freshman council president the year before that. And so he was the coordinator that year, organizing everything. And he got me to join, and then I ran for freshman council president, and it just opened my eyes to our SGA here, which is one of the best in the country, I might add, and the actual impact and work that we get to do. So I joined, haven't looked back since.
Well, RJ, where can I go on the web to find out more about Student Government Association? What's your web address?
You can go to mtsu.edu/SGA. It has information about all of our officers, about our meeting dates. We have something called the student comment period. So once we start our Senate meetings, all students can come, and they can reserve time to come address our student leaders, but also our meetings are open to the public. It also has all of our contact information. Our office is in the Student Union 306. We invite anyone to come up there and spend some time with us, newly renovated.
Well, Mr. President, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to your term and looking forward to you kicking off a great academic year here on campus.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
And this does wrap up this edition of Out of the Blue. A reminder, you can find news about the campus 24 hours a day by going to our website, mtsunews.com. You can also find additional content on our social media platforms, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Broadcasting from the Center for Educational Media, I'm Andrew Ottman. Stay safe, stay on course, and remain true blue.